Hey guys, so this is the Eachine E010S Pro, and it's another tiny whip type of micro drone here, brushed 6 by 15 millimeter motors. I think they have these are the red Racer Star 6 millimeter motors. Different kind of flight controller on this. It's got something called the Lemon F3 flight controller. I'm not sure if you can read that right there. And this one has a built-in FreeSky receiver that is kind of like the Crazy Bee brushless flight controller, where the receiver is actually built in and it runs over SPI instead of using a UART. And this has a Betaflight OSD. It's a pretty good board. Now, I wasn't able to connect to the board via the USB port, which is underneath this canopy here, because for whatever reason I think it's broken. I don't know if I need to install a special driver or whatever. It didn't seem like that would be the case, because I saw a couple other reviews and they just plugged it in. It seemed like it seemed like it just worked. What's interesting is I would plug it in and I would get no lights, no beeping from the computer, that it would detect a new device. So I'm thinking that the USB port on mine was no good. So I thought, oh great, I have another dud. I have to contact Banggood and have them send me another one. However, when I plugged in the battery, this is the battery it comes with, 1S240 milliamp hour with a micro low C. I plugged in the battery, it does power. Well, it did power on. I'll get to that in a second. Powered on, and I was able to bind it. So you have to take the canopy off to do the binding. Kind of annoying. Take these two screws off. The canopy comes off, and then the camera is stuck to the canopy with some foam tape, and there's some foam tape underneath the canopy that sticks it to the flight controller, so it's a bit of a hassle to take that off, but you need to do that anyway to change your bands and channels on the video transmitter. And there's actually a button on the side of the backboard of the video transmitter here, which is right about here where the eye is. So you might want to cut a hole in the canopy so you can access that button without having to pull this whole thing apart. But the bind button is on the flight controller, and you power it up, press the bind button for 2 seconds, and then this little blue light right here, which you can't see, it's right there, that will light up blue. That turns solid. You know you're in bind mode, and then you bind in D8 mode on your Tyrannus, and then you're good to go. So that's what I did. I bound it. I set my frequency on my video transmitter, and I was able to get into the Betaflight OSD via the transmitter. I couldn't change any of the modes or any of the other settings. It did come with some pre-installed PIDs, and the PIDs are actually really good. So it flew actually really nice straight out of the box. I didn't make any changes because obviously I couldn't, because I couldn't plug it into the computer. So I had to arm it the old-fashioned way, where the yaw to the right to arm and yaw to the left to disarm. So that worked for me. I was able to arm it. I was able to fly it. Didn't get to fly it for a whole while, not for very long. I got a little bit aggressive with this because it was flying really nice. It felt pretty locked in, and I was trying to hit a lot of gaps and crashing into stuff. It kind of happens when I get something and I feel like it's flying really well. I'll start getting more daring with it and more aggressive, and I took more chances. I started crashing more. At the very end, which is I wasn't doing anything unusual. I was just going up high. I think I just got caught in the wind, and then when you hit the wind with these little tiny motors, they tend to flutter a lot, and then I think it just crashed on me. I think one of the motors dipped on me. I flipped over into the street, in the curb where there was some water, and it didn't rain today. It was just water from some dude down the street washing his car, and I got really unlucky. It was a very tiny puddle of water, landed in that, and this guy got wet, and now it doesn't turn on anymore. So I have a dead shark now. The shark does not like water, so just keep that in mind. Don't put this guy in water; he will not fly. So flew well for the 2.5 minutes that I got to fly it around for. You get to see that flight footage. I'm pretty sure that mine is just a one-off dud with the USB port just being no good. I didn't see any other reviews that had that issue, but the pre-installed PIDs are good. The flight characteristics were pretty good. I still not a big fan of the 6mm motors. I believe that the 7 by 16mm motors are really the way to go. If they come out with a version of this with that flight controller with the bigger motors, that would be I think better. And then I don't really like these micro low C batteries. I would prefer the 2.0 millimeter pH batteries. Those are better, but this is what it came with, and it flew okay. So anyway, guys, I hope that's enough information for you to make your decision. That, along with the flight demo footage, if you think this is worth buying or not. I thought it flew good out of the box, and I think that the problem with the USB port is just that's just a problem that I particularly had. If you have a issue like that, I would just contact Banggood customer support, and they can take care of you right away, just to make a little video showing what your problem is, and then they'll probably just send you another one out. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.